time we have red puppet show, that comes off that to where it ended.
So, yeah, you could write it into where they.
Okay, call the meeting to order at 7:02. Ron, you want to do the
Sure. Rich Customer,
here?
Sean Kimball. Here. Sarah Stevens Moreland.
Here.
Jeff Solon.
Here.
Greg Rosenblatt.
Here.
Chris Staddy.
Here.
Dennis Ryu.
Here.
Megan Rockwell. Chuck Neff.
Chuck is in Boston. He told me
Okay.
to be. That's the only person I did hear from. He regretted he would not be here, but, and Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, we have nobody from the public, and any correspondence, Sarah?
We had two pieces of correspondence that came in after our meeting, like immediately after our meeting 2 weeks ago. So the email thread one was from Daniel Knudsen to Rich from the Energy Commission. Again, stressing that he felt that more effort should be put into the life cycle cost analysis by an energy engineer. And then additionally stating that the Energy Commission's charter states that the commission must review energy options on all new town building projects, but how can they effectively do that if the items are voted on before they have a presentation at their commission? And the full text is available in the Google Doc in our folder. Correspondence thread 2 is from Richard Ogurick. I think I'm saying that right. I apologize, Richard. And this is some fact-finding that was going on between Energy Commission and CT Deep, asking for information about projects that included ground source heat pumps around the state, and if there were any case studies or economic analysis. A lot of people said, yes, there have been ground source heat pump projects at schools across the state, but we didn't receive any further information about analysis or economics. Again, the full text is in the Google Doc.
Any comments or questions? Then moving right along. Approval of the meeting minutes from November 30th. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve them.
Second, Dennis. Any discussion? Any issues? Hearing none. All those in favor? Unanimous. Moving right along. Action on submitted invoices. I have those here.
You should have a pack.
Is it in the packet?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there are a total of 8, 4 for each school.
All right, I usually take those individually. So the first one is pre-constructed services, O&G, $10,324 for the new Norton Elementary School. Dennis, second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? And opposed, there again, it's unanimous. Owner Representative Services, Arcadis, $4,711.24. Do I have a motion? Dennis, second?
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed, unanimous. Third one, Tecton Architects for architectural services, $84,210. Move to approve. A second? John? Okay. You working this deal out here? Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, again unanimous. Commissioning services for Van Zelm Engineers, again for Norton Elementary, $750. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Got to jump in there. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. For the North End Elementary School, pre-construction services, O&G, $10,324. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Ooh, got 2 seconds here. Discussion? None? All those in favor? All right. Arcadis Owner Representative Services, $4,898.54. A motion? A second?
I got it.
All right. Any discussion on that? All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Architectural Services, Tecton Architects, $97,693. Motion? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? None? All those in favor? Opposed? None. Van Zelm Engineers, Commissioning Services, $574.56. Do I have a motion?
Sure.
A second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
That's-
Oh. You're voting already.
That's a premature approval there.
Premature approval.
All right. All those in favor? And it's unanimous. Very good. Let me put that packet aside. Okay, Chairman's report. I've been with Jeff here 4 meetings in the last 3 days. We did 2 think tanks, and he may want to discuss it when he gets his turn, but one on the 12th, which was 2 days ago, over at the north end, one just this afternoon at Norton. Had about 15 people in each. It included some staff members, some parents, and a couple of students in each case. Jeff and a couple of the other architects from his firm went through the design and reminded them of a lot of the work that the think tank groups had done initially and how that has now turned into the actual design of the buildings. Overall, very, very positive. Always some specific little questions about how certain things would operate in the building. You know, the teacher's room, what kind of blacktop there's going to be, you know, where the field's located, a lot of things like that as they get into some of the nitty gritty stuff, but very positive, I thought, reaction. So it was nice. Town council meeting was on Tuesday evening. Again, I want to thank Chris and Greg for being there. Chris did speak, as I mentioned to you in the email that I sent. It was about a 45-minute meeting. Craig and Jeff did a presentation, an overview of the building itself, and then an overview of the energy systems. Answered questions from the town council members. I did an intro at the beginning. I wanted to make sure that they had a little bit on the history of the decision-making process, a little bit of what the ed specs said about the buildings and about the energy systems. And I'll turn it over to you guys if you want to give any input on what you saw or whatever that evening.
I didn't stay for the presentation. I went to talk and voice my opinion, which I think I expressed last meeting here about the topic of, hey, when is something closed? My intent was to let the council know, and actually two intent, or two. I really had two focuses. I wanted to ask Jeff D'Onofrio to explain our role and the council's role and clarify that, because we have a new council and I'm not quite sure they understand it, what their role is. There's a professional courtesy in a relationship, but the level of authority, I didn't know was quite clear. So I asked if they could have him do that. And apparently he did, which I think is good.
At the end of the meeting, towards the end of the meeting, Don Walsh specifically said that he had heard what Chris was saying, and he turned to Jeff D'Onofrio and he said, will you take a moment and describe the role of the town council and the role of the committee? And Jeff, to paraphrase him, said it's very simple. The role of the town council is to appoint is to take the specs and the budget. He said, they're working under all the state guidelines and So once they've appointed the committee, real, it's fine that the committee chair or others come and report as to, but they have no actual role. And he pointed to the fact that there were no votes of any sort on that agenda that related to the construction in any way. So it
We
was,
also added that the school committee, that school building is substantially different than any other type of building in the state, and therefore the committee has complete discretion.
so it was good that you raised that. I think
I'm
that-
really happy that he did that. The second point I tried to convey was that, everybody that signed up for this committee, unless you've been on the exact same thing, maybe for another town, thought you'd be involved for a meeting a week, an hour or two, maybe you'd have an extra meeting here or there or whatever. And we've all, at different times and for different reasons, put in extra time. I mean, you put in more than anybody because you go to all these meetings and you're setting up the agendas and all that, but there's a lot of time here. And to just, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe it shouldn't have as much as it did, but I just wanted to express to them, hey, we're putting in a lot of time, and to come here to make a presentation that's already been made multiple times and it's already recorded, and especially when they gave that as an answer to somebody talking, saying they didn't know, hey, it's open, we're a public committee, everything is open, you should be able to see all that. Well, they should be able to see it too. I didn't really think, to me, it almost seemed like political theater rather than something that was fruitful, since the decision had already been made, the topic was closed, and there was no new information. It wasn't like, hey, we've got this new evidence, or there's been a major recall, or there's been major problems, or something that would sway us. It was just like, do the show again.
Well, I would say that there
No
were,
council.
there were several comments made by various council members about the fact that this is the hardest working committee that they have ever known. Don Walsh did make a joke. He said it's the hardest working committee other than the council. You got to laugh out of that. But I think, several people said that, and the chairman and others said, please, Rich, let the committee know how much we appreciate all the hard work they've been putting in. So I'm letting you all know that. Anything else you want to share?
I think that's it. I mean, I would say during the public remarks portion, 2 or 3 people from the Energy Commission did speak, raising issues, some pro geothermal, some let's do another referendum, some geothermal hasn't been proven. But, we said we've heard that all before, and thanked them, and that was about it.
And I did have a couple of them come up to me after the meeting was all over, and seemed to be fine at that point with where we were at. So hopefully we're moving on. Anything else along those lines? Okay. Owner's rep, owners and Samba Risk, monthly schedule update. I pointed out the schedule to them, because I had the 1-page schedule that just shows, the 3 different design things. I said, but that's not the full schedule. So I held this up and I said, this is, that schedule. Because I wanted them to see it wasn't just that simple. It was, we've got a lot of balls in the air here as we're moving this thing along.
All right, so just to provide an update, we remain on schedule. Owners, project requirements, I know that document is still being worked on. That will roll it right into the design. So whatever the end all requirements are, that gets rolled into the actual design. So I'm anticipating that will be done before the design development documents are going to be issued for us to price.
Can I just comment on that?
Yes.
OPR is a fluid document and it's continually changing until the project is complete. It's never a finished document until the project is done.
All right.
Changes will make. Before those changes based on last hires, so it'll be a fluid document to the end of construction.
So we got anything from this town, or do we still need more people from them for now?
We met our deadline
Okay,
for the initial submission.
okay,
How's that sound?
all right, good.
There's a lot more